when you don't charge your customers enough, you don't get to serve them at the highest level.
Coming up on the Melanin Money Show.
Right, or if we didn't have a service model where we could charge premium prices, we would not be able to provide a premium experience. Now, what I don't respect, charging premium prices and not providing a premium experience, right? That's when it gets tricky.
It's so much easier to help people get results when they paid you a lot of money because they become a better client.
Mm-hmm.
Charging premium prices allows you to get premium experience, attract premium customers, get premium results, and then you're able to rinse and repeat.
Big fact.
The best isn't the cheapest, and the cheapest isn't the best.
What's up, family? Welcome back to another episode of the Melanin Money Show. Yo, if you're on, I don't know, this is like episode 115, 12, I don't know, whatever it is. At this point, if you've been watching us for a while, you family, right? So we don't got to go through the whole shebang about, we know we look like last week, okay? we in Jamaica, we batching a couple episodes because we committed, and that's the strategy of staying committed, right? So we're just going to ignore that. We're going to skip past that, okay? But now we're back for another episode, and first, we just want to kind of like let y'all know what's going on. We out here in Jamaica.
Why you want to be like me so much? Like, why your leg got to be crossed the same way my leg?
My leg was definitely crossed before your. First and foremost, you didn't even start crossing. Listen, young buck. Listen. Young man ain't even wet behind the ears yet. You know what I'm saying? But nice watch you got in there, bro. Where you get that from?
Well, actually, this is my first Rolex.
First Rolex. That's the first one.
First one that your jeweler got for me. And yeah, it's funny that you bring this up because I showed you this yesterday.
Yeah.
I was not a watch person. It's like, for some reason, this is why environment is so crazy, right? It's why environment is so, like, y'all, I was not a watch person. I could care less about the watch on my wrist, right?
We're talking Michael Kors.
Geez, now it sounds so bad. I didn't know it was bad. I was like, yo, this is like, it's MK, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And you told me, like, you know, once you put on a Rolex, you'll never put on a Michael Kors again, which is nothing further from the truth. But my point is, like, I didn't care about watches. Hang with you for 2 years. I'm like, all right, let me look at the Rolex. I'm like, how much? Like, bro, I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
Then a year later, I'm like, well, let me go ahead and get that, right?
Yeah.
And now, if you look at my Instagram Explore page, half of it is basketball, half of it is watches.
Well, I'm just glad that the other half, what it used to be, is gone.
Okay, wow.
I'm pretty sure you know that what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm a big fan of watches.
What happened? How did you, like?
I would say that I would consider my first, like, real girlfriend. Like, you know, I probably had, like, some girls, friends in middle school. Like, I feel like my first real girlfriend, she had an amazing dad, and he bought me this Guess watch that I still have to this day. And it just, I don't know, like, he's such a distinguished gentleman, and he gave me the watch. It just felt like, I feel like a young man, right? And ever since then,
How old were you?
I was probably, that was a long time ago. I was probably, however old you are, like 8th grade. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere around the 8th grade, 9th grade, something like that. And ever since then, I got infatuated with watches. It started out with them like nautical watches, $180 watches. Then I had some Michael Kors, you know, all that. And then just over time, I mean, we're talking since 2007, right? Eventually, I just upgrade, right? No different than if you buy a Honda, it's your first car. Yeah. Then you get the Infinity, then you get the Benz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like, so what was the? I'm curious. This is the question I've been asking for. What was the price ascension for you? Because now the watch you got on your wrist, I know how, because I wanted it.
Yeah.
And you told me how much.
Still get it.
No, it told me how much it cost, and then I never not wanted something that fast. Once you told me how much it cost, right? I was out there. I don't want it. Right?
Yeah.
So,
I think what happens is it's just like the law of relative cost, right? So it's like when my taste level increases, it's in proportion to my income, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the one thing. But two, it's just like anything else. Like once you start on one level, it's like you want to try the next one, and then before you know, it's like, oh, shit, I'm at this level, right? But it's gradual. Like I couldn't imagine going from Nautica to this watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that was
just like a gradual ascension.
It was insane. But like, the reason that I started liking watches more is because I watched how people treated you who saw the watch.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like unspoken thing.
Yeah, some lessons are taught, other lessons have to be caught, right?
Yeah.
Like we were in like high net worth places.
Yeah.
And I watched people who, you know, we inspire to meet, like stop you, like, hey man, whoa, stand on your wrist, brother.
What you got going on?
Yeah, what you got going on? Like literally happened last week.
Yeah.
It was in Philly.
Yeah.
But Wallow and Gilly, they said, bro, see that on your wrist? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay, like, it started making sense to me. Not that I'm trying to impress other guys, but
Right.
it's a unspoken. It's like an unspoken. It's like an unspoken conversation that you don't
Right.
have to have.
Right.
That having that watch on,
Right.
if obviously you know you can afford it,
Right.
can have you at a certain place with some people who you want to get to know.
Yeah, because it always goes back to like first impressions, right?
Yeah.
It's like certain, it's like for example, you see somebody and they're really in shape. It's like certain things you just know about this person.
What's
by
understood
default.
or need to be explained.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it kind of like skips past that. Or even when it comes to investing to be in certain rooms, like, okay, I don't know who you are, but I know you in this room. So that gives you some context to who you might be. Right. And so I think like for me, it was that beyond the affinity, it was like, it's almost like now you see other people and it's like, oh, it's like, you know, you're in an unspoken club. So, oh, I see, you know what I'm saying? I'm also in a fraternity, but I've never been like super pro alpha in terms of like wearing a bunch of paraphernalia. But now as an adult, like this is kind of like, I'm not going to watch fraternity.
Yeah.
Right?
And like you said, what it kind of does is that like somebody who might have tried to, you know, for lack of better words, sun you, or like somebody might think you a fan. Like then like they kind of see the wife. Okay, he got something going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what he had going on, but I don't have to treat him like he's a fan of me. I can kind of talk to him on a certain level.
Big facts.
And once I learned that, I say, okay, it's worth the price because I'm not paying for the watch. I'm paying for what the watch can say that I don't have to open my mouth and say.
And that's a perfect segue in today's podcast, right? So these are what you would call premium priced watches, right? Premium priced.
Wait. Before we do that, so the last episode we got the
Reach of the week,
the
right? Y'all gotta hold us accountable for that, right?
Yeah,
We gotta do that every week.
Yeah. Because we want to, you know, we want to make this podcast educational, but we also want to make it fun and give y'all our take on like recent activities that we just think people are reaching, right? So what was the story you told me?
Yeah, so I think matter of fact, one of your homegirls, she posted about it. It was a gentleman who helped his young lady get a six-figure job, right? I don't know if it was 100,000 or 200,000, whatever, but a six-figure job. And I guess she bought him a gift to thank him for helping her, and he assumed, oh, she said she'd give me a watch or whatever, that he assumed it was gonna be a Rollie, right? Now, for those who don't know,
He's over with Rolex?
yeah, that's what he wanted. That was his expectation.
Wow.
Right? He expected, not even assumed, he expected it was gonna be a Rolex, right? And so when he got it, I don't know if it was a Movado, it was something, but like he was very disappointed and felt slighted. Like, I helped you get a whole six-figure job, and you couldn't even get me a little Rolex. You know what I'm saying?
A little Rolex. If it was little, you would have had it already.
Like, you would have bought it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so for those who don't know, like Rolexes on the low end are gonna range you anywhere. I think you can still find something for like very, very entry level, 9,500, right? More realistically, 1,500 is gonna be like the entry point, right?
1,500?
I mean, 15,000.
Okay, yeah.
9,500 to 15,000 is gonna be like the entry point, right? So let's just say worst case scenario, right? It's somewhere in the middle, like 12,500, right? So you mean to tell me that this young lady might get a job for $100,000 gross,
Which
right?
after taxes go closer to 70.
Closer to 70.
Maybe less.
Right, maybe less. Then she got her deductions, right? Hopefully she put a little money towards 401k. Hopefully she got some benefits, especially with this joker.
Yeah.
Right? So like, if you want her to pay $12,000 to $15,000 for a watch,
which is 15% of her gross.
50% of her gross income.
Well, it's like more like 35% of her net.
Which is insane.
On a watch.
On a watch.
For you.
For you.
Like, not even for herself, but for you.
For you.
Both are bad purposes. Both are bad purchases.
And what that reminded me of is how like disillusioned people are about like this elusive like six-figure number, right? Like, again, this is not to seem detached from reality. I still think making six-figure income is respectable in today's society. But
inflation is catching up, bro.
Inflation's catching up. And if that's what you're making, buying a $15,000 watch ain't it. Right? Like that is above your pay grade, quite literally. So I thought that was a reach of the week, brother. I don't know who you are, but either one, you got too high expectations for your lady, or two, you just have no idea how money works, or a little bit of both.
My thing is, if you got yourself the job making $100,000, buying a Rolex, still a terrible decision.
Still a terrible decision.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right? For your money. So we can only imagine expecting somebody else to do it for you.
Yeah.
Right?
He was reaching.
He was reaching. But yeah, so one of the things we wanted to talk about today is like the power of premium pricing, right? And like how you can charge premium pricing in your business. Because like I got a Hanes tank top on right now underneath this outfit, right? But there are companies who will have something very similar, right, and charge $70 for a tank top,
or
right?
$700,
or $700 for a Balenciaga T-shirt, or whatever the brand is. And you're wondering to yourself, like, is the fabric that much better? Is the brand that much better? Like, how does someone have the nerve or the ability to charge so much more, and somebody else can have a similar product or service and it'd be so much less? So we wanted to talk about kind of the components of premium pricing, right? So one of the components is access, right? So and let's think about it more like from like a service business, or even if you're like a entertainer, right? So like if you go to a Beyonce concert, there's multiple types of tickets. There's the nosebleeds, right? There might be a few hundred. There's front row, there might be a couple thousand, and then there's backstage, right? Passes, right? Same concert, but you're paying more money because they have offered an opportunity to give you more access to that individual, right? So when you think about your business, it's like I could be a financial advisor, right? But if I have a book, I might charge $10 for it, right? It's the same information that's in my brain, right? But it's packaged up in a book, right? But if I say, hey, you can get on a call with me, a coaching call, that might be 10 times more than the book costs, right? If you want to give it with me one-on-one, i.e. the highest level of access, like that's going to be even more than that.
If you want to meet me in person
one-on-one, right?
That's the high,
Yeah, be prepared to pay your salary. No, but yeah, so like think about like how can I just, if I want to do this, give higher levels of access, right? In order to charge more money, right? And this works really well if you have some type of skill or expertise that people want to learn from. Say, hey, I can package up my IP and you can get that information for $3.99 on a podcast, or you can buy it for $30, $40 in a book, or you can work with me one-on-one and pay me 30, 40, 50 grand, right? So how can I get varying levels of access if I want to charge premium price? Anything you want to add to that on the access piece?
No, I think that people need to limit their access, right?
Yep.
Because the problem that people do is they start selling their time for pennies and wonder why they don't got no time for themselves, and they burnt down their business and now they don't want to become an entrepreneur. Nope, baby girl, there's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur. No, young king, there's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur. You just haven't understood your value, and you start selling your time, which is the only resource you have that you can't get back,
right,
for pennies on a dollar. And then the crazy part, you got the nerve to be mad at the person like they doing something wrong. Right. You would have started to charge that price to let me come talk to you 3 times a day for a week, right?
Yep.
So I think that we have to understand the value of our access.
Yep.
That way we can start peeling back and giving less of it to the people that we want to serve, unless they pay the premium price. Because here's one thing that me and you both know, is that the best isn't the cheapest, and the cheapest isn't the best. Like, bro, I don't care if Ice Cube from Barbershop himself was in the barbershop.
Yeah.
If you walk past the barbershop and it said $5 haircuts, you not risking your Friday night.
That's a whole fact
on that haircut. And even if he was good, even if he was the best, you can't believe he's the best because he charges so cheap.
Ain't no way.
Right?
Like, because you don't even believe you're the best.
So how am I supposed to?
Right.
And that's how some of your customers, that's how some of your clients, that's how some of the people that are trying to work with you are looking at you right now. Like,
right. There's no way this is as good as she's saying it is, because she's only charging this.
Yeah. And that's why they show up, that's why they book the appointment and then cancel on you 5 minutes before, because they don't value themselves. They don't value their time, obviously. Like, monetarily, they don't value their time. So why should I?
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Could not agree more. One of the biggest ones when it comes to charging premium prices is speed, right? Like, and here's a really, really easy example, right? Well, I'm gonna give you the OG example of the college George, right? Or even today, I just looked up this VIP, right? Like, if you want to get into the establishment faster, right? There's a VIP line that's probably a skip line, or it's gonna get you into place a little bit quicker, right? But more importantly than that, how many of y'all shop on Amazon, right? How many of y'all shop on Amazon and you want expedited shipping unless you have Prime or something that you already paid for? When you order something with expedited shipping, you don't expect for there to be additional items in the box. You just expect you expect to receive it faster, right? And so if you can deliver a result faster than your competitors and it maintain the quality of the service, you can always charge more. So the question becomes, how can I deliver a result faster? Hint, hint, hint. Why do I get to charge more than any other financial advisor? Because I can help people achieve financial independence 3 times faster than traditional financial advice, right? So if you can get somebody a result or an outcome faster than normal, they're gonna pay more. It's why liposuction costs more than a gym membership.
Talk about it.
Right? Like, no, I'm not advocating for liposuction, but people want speed. So whenever you can insert speed in a scenario, you always have the liberty to charge more money.
1000%, man, and this goes to the thing. This goes to the fact about time, right? Time is the only resource as humans that we can't replenish. So the most valuable thing I have is time. If you save my time, there is no dollar value I can put on that, right? It's automatically a premium price because you're giving me the resource that I can't get back. So if you can help somebody get to their goal faster, which is something that we need to be tracking as business owners, if we care about the people that we're supposed to be serving as much as we're supposed to, you should know your time to the first win of your client, right? So if somebody hires you, how quickly do they get the win, right? Because once you know how quickly they get the win, you can now advertise that. Like, so when you're now selling something, it's, yeah, man, I can help you do that in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Say what? I mean, our problem is solve the problem I had for the last 2 years. You can solve in 2 weeks. There's no amount of money that I wouldn't pay for that solution, right? So the first thing is getting good to get the solution, right? The second thing is how, now that I know how to get somebody the solution, how can I get them the solution faster? So now in my marketing, I can just say I can help entrepreneurs save $10,000 in taxes. I can say I can help the entrepreneur save $10,000 in taxes in the next 10 days. That price is dramatically different from the first one. Just saying I can help you save 10K, like, okay, cool. If I can help you save 10K in 10 days, that price goes up because you now know how quickly you're going to get your result. And if you can get people the result fast, you won't have to worry about not charging enough or charging premium prices or things like that. Yeah, so that is one of the major things that we want to just let you all know is like, the faster you get somebody the result, the more that you can charge. So ask yourself the question, what can you do to get somebody the result faster?
Hey, aren't you tired of buying courses in those emotional states when you want to get a result, but then you actually don't do anything with the course? Do you know on average, the completion rate for a course is about 2%? But here's the thing, it's not entirely your fault. The problem is you buy the course, but you don't have access to the source who actually created it.
See, that's why we're doing something different. With the Mel Millionaire Club, you're not just going to get access to courses. You'll get access to the people who created it so you can get your questions answered. Because it's not just about learning, it's about taking that information so you can start earning. So the Mel Millionaire Club is going to give you access to courses, but not just that. It's an entire university of information. We have financial flicks. We have hundreds of previous recordings. But more than that, y'all, we have an amazing community of people just like you who are trying to become a first-generation millionaire. So like GA said, like, you can survive without community, but you can't thrive without community. So this is the place you need to be, right?
100%, because here's the thing. If it was just about information, we'd all be billionaires with six packs. So that's why every single Monday, we're going to set the tone for your week with Melanin Millionaire Mondays, where our entire community is going to meet up. The energy is going to be high. We're going to set the intention for what we're going to execute on so we can move the needle forward, and Carter and I and the rest of our team can keep you accountable.
So that's enough information. You see the rest in the club. All you got to do, click the link below, sign up, and start your journey to your first millionaire year. Let's get it.
Let's go. Big facts.
Yeah. Now, the next one.
Go ahead.
Were you?
No, go ahead.
Okay. The next one, I think, is experience.
For sure.
Right? Because we're in Jamaica right now, giving our mentees probably one of the best experiences that they're going to have this year.
Yep.
So, like, we are able to charge what we're able to charge for so many reasons, but our experience is one of them, because we know making somebody feel good, like that. I ain't gonna say out of all the things that we say, because all of them are important. Yeah. But the one that doesn't really make sense, that has the most pull, is experience. 100%. Like when you're on a first class flight, bro, it's usually like it's probably 10x or 5x the price. The food is not 5x better. Right. The seat is not 5x bigger. The experience, like it's because the way it makes you feel. 100%. Like you hit the nail on the head, right? Like an airplane or airline business model is actually one to be studied, because there's so many different small things that they do that give higher perceived value, but doesn't really cost them that much more. For example, you pay for a first class flight. You get your bag checked complimentary. Well, why do you think you get your bag checked complimentary? Because you just paid 2 times more for the ticket. Yeah, it wasn't complimentary. It was you paid for it. You paid for it, right? But it doesn't feel that way. Oh my, like you feel like you got it for free, right? But it didn't. So the question is this: how can I add more value without additional incremental cost? Right? They have the space underneath the plane anyway. So now it's like, okay, I'm giving you this complimentary thing that I have to do anyway, right?
The other thing is, right, so okay, now they're giving you some nice little refreshments and food for free, but let's be honest, right, outside of the longer
It's not free.
it's not free. You
The
pay for it.
the regular flight was $200. The first class is $2,000. They have $1,800 in profit now. So that includes your bag, that includes your snacks, that includes the meal, and they're still coming out $1,000 a head.
Yep.
But we're okay with. I'm okay with that because I pay first class flights all the time,
Right.
because of the way it makes me feel.
What it makes you feel, right? It's like you go into the designer store and they give you a glass of champagne. That champagne ain't that expensive. You about to spend $10,000 in the store,
Mhm.
but you get to sit down in the comfortable chairs. You get the champagne. So it's like, how can I provide a world-class experience, right? Our members are going to get these amazing welcome kits with a bunch of different items. For some of y'all that think about joining, I'm not going to tell you what's in the box because you're going to join to figure out what's in it. But they're going to get this. It's an experience, right? Like that doesn't directly translate to the result or the product that we sell, but it does translate to, wow, like this is the Carter being world class at taxes, Georgia being world class at investing. At the end of the day, that's what I expected them to be, right? I'm glad that they proved that, because let's be honest, not everybody's world class at what they said, but hey, man, store for another day.
Yeah.
But they expected that, right? And that's a happy validation. But when they get all these things that they didn't pay for or they didn't expect through the experience, that's what makes them want to stick around. Not the fact that Carter's the best and George's the best. That's important, but it's like, man, I can't go anywhere else and get this experience.
Exactly,
Right?
man. So here's what experience does for people, and so it doesn't make sense on paper, but psychologically it makes sense to me. So back to our airplane example. When I sit in first class, they give me a warm cloth. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Cofield, do you need this? Do you need that? They make me feel special. They make me feel important. I'm now able to take that feeling and insert that feeling into my work. Insert that feeling into my business. Insert that feeling into my prices. Right? Because if you have somebody in your ear talking you up all the time, right? Making you hype man, right? Like, so it makes you feel like you're the person that they're hyping you up to be, and therefore you step into that person. So with your clients and with your customers, how can you give them that premium experience? Because, like, how can I put this? Like I said before, some lessons have to be taught, other lessons have to be caught, right? Like, you're teaching them how to become a high value person. And the more high value they become, and the more high value they believe that they're a premium person, they're going to continue to pay you premium prices because you're validating that feeling for them. You know what I'm saying?
I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah, 100%. Right. So it's like you are the thing that's reaffirming the identity of the person that they want to become.
Yeah, and then by reaffirming that identity, guess what they get to continue spending that high premium money with? You, right? So like it's a cycle that business owners cannot afford to miss, right? You need to speak into your customers with the experience that you can provide to give them that feeling. They can pay you more, but guess what? You can't provide that experience if they don't pay you enough.
100%. Right. So that's the other thing people don't realize. Like, when you don't charge your customers enough, right, you don't get to serve them at the highest level, right? Like, we have a world-class team. Shout out to, I'm not going to say all the names, and inevitably I'll forget one, but shout out to all of y'all. Y'all know who y'all are, right?
We just played games last night.
Right. And
I lost.
And he took a huge L, right? Huge L, okay? For the sake of not derailing this train of thought, I'm going to let him live, but just know he took an L. L's, plural, right? Hold that. But yeah, we have an amazing team, and they're world-class, right? And we pay them well, but like, if we didn't have that team, right, or if we didn't have a service model where we could charge premium prices, we would not be able to provide a premium experience. Now, what I don't respect is people overcharging, or what's it, overcharging, charging premium prices and not providing a premium experience, right? That's when it gets tricky. Because you know what's going to make us feel good, right? You know, we have some people that recently joined our program probably in the past 90 days, and, you know, they're getting a lot of value. They came out to this, but it's still very early on. It's going to make us feel so happy that by the end of this trip, like, you know what? I knew I made the right decision. This really reaffirmed my decision. Why? Because of the experience. The little things that we did not have to do, that we decided to do anyway. We didn't have to be like, nowhere in our service model to get people results does it say you got to take people to Jamaica to get the result.
Yeah.
Right?
Nor does it say we have to give them a yacht.
That's definitely doesn't say
nor
that.
does it say we have to give them a welcome mixer party with the stage and a live band. Nor does it say we have to give them welcome kits inside their room with boxes. It didn't say any of that.
It didn't say any of that, right? But guess what? Here's a marketing hack, right? Here's a marketing hack. We live in the age of decentralized media, i.e. social media, right? And the more experienced moments that you can give your customer, guess who they're going to want to share it with? Every time someone goes somewhere with an Instagrammable moment,
They're
right,
gonna put it on what?
experience, they're going to put it on social media. They're like, oh, girl, where you get that from? King, where you at? Where you at right now? Oh, I'm in the Millionaire Millionaire Mastermind. Oh, you ain't heard? So now we get marketing in perpetuity, right? Because we decided to go the extra mile and provide our clients with an experience that was share worthy. Nobody's sharing the janky plate that they got from the corner store, right? They're sharing the restaurant with the ambiance and somebody coming out and bringing the old fashioned with the smoke. Like, that's an experience. That's why they can charge $30 for the old fashioned, right? So you got to ask yourself, if I can understand the marginal cost or the cost it's going to take me to provide this relative to the impact and the direct and indirect impact, is it worth it? And for us, it is always worth it, not just from a monetary standpoint, but because we know that we're going to have raving advocates, not customers, not clients, not mentees, raving advocates who like, you know what, George and Carter do it right. Yeah. I see what they do on the other side. They go bowling. That's cute. Like, we like to do that as a team for fun, but that ain't going to be the end all be all for us because we know that, like, we want to be premium. We want to show y'all what a premium experience looks like.
1000%, man. So, like, if you want to charge premium prices, you have to become a person of value to be able to charge premium prices. But you also have to provide people that premium experience they want to pay for, because, like, once you're a premium, that's not going back. It's like,
going back.
Like
literally will feel
awful. So, like, if by default your customer is gonna want to continue spending a lot of money with you, because like spending money, like here's the craziest part, bro. Like, and Myron said this best. So, Myron has one of the most expensive coaching programs, right, that I joined. And I now brag about the point that I spent $150,000 on coaching, because it makes me feel like a person of value. Like, how dope would it be to have your clients brag about
how much money they spend? Like, it's expensive, and I want to tell you about it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so, guys, like, and one thing we don't want to do, we don't want you to have that false belief that so many other entrepreneurs have, that once I start charging more, I'm gonna start having less clients. No, you're gonna have better clients.
You have better clients, right?
Yeah.
Right. See, here's the thing. Like, no one walks on the Ferrari lot, right, expecting to negotiate, right, or not expecting to pay a premium price. What happens is, right, there's this limiting belief that I can't charge what I want to charge, and people are going to either try to talk me out of my pricing, or I'm not going to get customers, right? No, you are just training your customers how to interact with you, right? Like, it's a certain type of person who goes with a Honda. And again, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with Hondas, whatever car is your preference, but there's a certain type of person and a certain expectation level for the person who goes on a Honda lot versus the person who goes on a Ferrari lot. And the person who knows they shouldn't be on the Honda lot is not going to the Ferrari lot, right? So when you position yourself as the premium leader in your space, you're going to attract the premium person, because they want their lifestyle to align in every statistical category. They want to go to the Equinox gym. They want to drive the top level Benz, the AMG. They want to live in the best high ride, like across the board. So you're literally missing out on getting that person if it doesn't align with what they expect. And the more premium you are, the more it's just a cycle. So you charge more, you can provide a better experience, you can attract more better customers. Like, it just works that way.
Period. And then when it comes down to the last part, which I think is just delivery, like, it's so much easier to help people get results when they paid you a lot of money, because they become a better client. Right? The reason that our mentees get success in our program, because they paid us too much not to listen.
Right.
So charging premium prices become a self-fulfilling prophecy for your people getting results.
Big facts.
Because they pay too much not to pay attention.
Big facts.
And the opposite is also true. If you charge cheap, you can't provide a great experience. You're only working with cheap people, and the cheap people are not going to get results because they didn't pay enough to even care to show up to get the results. So now they're mad at you on the Better Business Bureau, saying you scanned them out of some money scanned them out of $50, but you didn't charge enough to do so. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, like, charging premium prices allows you to get premium experience, attract premium customers, get premium results, and then you're able to rinse and repeat.
Big facts. One quick little bonus. I think that was an amazing way to close this out. One quick bonus, though, is status, right? So you kind of touched on it already.
Yeah.
Like, when your clients, right, or your customers, right, you give them something to brag about, now it puts them in a position of like having status by having association with the thing that they bought from you, right? Rolex, prime example, right? Now that you have status, you buy the Ferrari, you spend $155,000 on coaching, right? So it's like, how can you have a product or service that people get residual status just by owning what you sell? And again, here's a hack. They're not going to get that status if you're selling a $20 product, right? So it's like, how can I do that, right? Then I don't know if we touched on exclusivity, right? But exclusivity is kind of a byproduct of premium pricing. But part of that is everybody can't get in.
Well, yeah, but it's by default exclusive because everybody can't afford it.
Everybody can't afford it, right?
Yeah.
So by default, right? So part of that, so it all kind of works together. But ultimately, if you can give your client status, you can give them an amazing experience, you can give them access, you can give them speed, and make sure that you deliver on your promise, you can charge premium prices.
That part. And with premium prices, you have a premium bank account.
You know what I'm saying? Right. With that being said, y'all, thank y'all for these 2 episodes while we were in Jamaica. And make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Actually, what are you going to do? What step that we mentioned on this podcast are you going to do to start charging premium prices in your business before 2024? Let us know in the comments.
All right, y'all. Peace.